This trade, I have to say, really surprises me. I feel this would be a trade that would happen around All-Star weekend. This is a big blockbuster trade. It's very huge. And it's something that came out of nowhere. I don't think anybody was thinking something like this would go down, especially this early in the year. And the regular season hasn't even started yet. But the Knicks have decided to part ways with their all-star power forward, Julius Randle, and Dante DiVincenzo for Karl Anthony Towns. It's reported the Knicks could be possibly giving up a protected first round pick they had gotten from the Detroit Pistons in the trade. And they will also have to include a third team to make it work for the 8.8 million salary. I think that they need to add it in there. Obviously, they'll find another team. They'll definitely find another team willing to work for them to make this trade go through. Now, this is a very interesting move for the Knicks. It's interesting for me to say this, but Karl Anthony Towns is taller than Julius Randle. Julius Randle is like 6'8", 6'9". Karl is like 6'11", 7 feet. I would say Karl is a little bit more versatile. You can plug him in at power forward or center. He can alternate between both positions. He proved that last season when he played with Gobert, that twin tower lineup. And I think the Knicks probably had that in mind, that just granted Mitchell Robinson's injured right now, so they'll play Cat at center. But once they get Mitch back, I think they'll move him to power forward and play a lineup with two of them. I think they'll have to in that regard because Cat is not a great rim protector. He's never been a great defender. I think he's gotten better at defense over the years, where now I would say he can be average when he's trying, but he cannot ever be better than average. So obviously the Knicks have decided to take a chance on him with his glaring defensive weaknesses. But to be fair, Julius Randle also was not a good defender. And if you're just going to switch him at power forward to play there primarily, then you didn't really lose anything. When it comes from the defensive side, I would say Karl Anthony can do a little bit more than Julius Randle because he's taller than him. And I believe he's a better three-point shooter than Julius Randle. So he can definitely open up the floor with his three-point shooting. Granted, I'm not a fan of bigs that can shoot threes, but he can open it up. And also with his height, obviously, there's more potential for him to get easier shots off than Julius could, especially in the paint area. So the Knicks have an advantage in that regard in getting him. It could definitely make their team better if Mitch can stay healthy. If you put Mitch at the center spot and Cat at power forward, and this team can be healthy with I believe Bridges playing the 2, OG playing the 3, and Brunson at the 1, you have a team that could possibly win it all. Granted, I do think the Knicks have to still shore up their depth a little bit. They have Josh Hart. He's a good sixth man, but they'll miss DiVincenzo, what he brings. McBride was solid last year for the most part. They have to hope he can keep that up, so at least that gives them two solid guards off the bench. And then you look at their power forward spot off the bench, it's kind of dicey. They have Marcus Morris. He is now very old. Maybe he'll be able to give a little bit back now. This season, there's a little bit left in his tank, possibly. I'm just looking at who they have. Obviously, the rest of the guys they have on their bench are just, I would say, so-so players when I look at it. Just they have some unproven. So I know they're big on this Kolek guy that they have drafted as a rookie. I think they either drafted him or they signed him. But I think their bench is something to be concerned about. I think it's very thin now. Just there's a lot of guys who are just not proven on their bench. So Knicks, well, they got Cameron Payne. Okay, I didn't realize they have Cameron Payne. Cameron Payne is a solid player. So that definitely will help the Knicks. They got Payne, they got Hart, and they got McBride. So at least that's three solid bench players and guards they have. They don't have a legit small forward, I feel, off the bench. And then you got Marcus Moore. So they might be able to get by on their 8-man rotation that they have right now. They could possibly get by on the skin of their teeth with that 8-man rotation. But if I was the Knicks, I still look for ways to add more depth throughout the year to see if they can claim some guy off waivers, just somehow, just some creative ways to bring just one or two more pieces to this team. I think if they could do that, then they could possibly win it all if things just go right. But they put themselves in a very good position. Just if they can remain healthy, I think they could challenge the Celtics. I think they already had matched up well with the Sixers. With this addition, it just helps them even more. So, and also with Milwaukee, I think it definitely helps. Definitely helps. So, Knicks just have to get healthy, add a little bit more depth, and they could get out of the East. They might possibly be able to get out of the East with what their team is right now with a little bit of luck. But if they add some depth, I think it gives them a good chance that they can do it and possibly beat whoever comes out of the West. So, this is aligning very well for the Knicks. They have a lot of potential now. You got to give their management like an A+ for all the moves they have made the last few months of this offseason. They're going all in. They're making a great move after great move. So props to the Knicks. Just they'll be very interesting as this season starts to see how things work out for the Knicks. But they'll definitely be getting everybody's attention now, I feel. So that's all I have to say about this.